Yeah, happy Labor Day. Hope everyone's enjoying the weekend. After watching the tape, very similar comments after the game. Similar. We got to get better. There's some things that we really did well, and there's some areas in our play that needs to improve. And over these next few weeks, to put ourselves in position to do the things that we want to do, we've really got to take steps. So generally, I'm happy about how we played, but just like I said, there's some things that we definitely need to improve upon to make a run at this thing. Going to Happy Valley, been there many times. I think Coach Franklin and his staff has done an unbelievable job. You look at their talent, and it's as good as Penn State team as I've seen in a long time. They don't have too many holes at all, if any. And I think he's done a super job recruiting, super job developing the team. We're really well coached, super talented, and they'll make a run, in my opinion, for the Big Ten championship. I think that's the type of caliber team that we're facing this weekend.
All right, for questions, we've got a microphone here in the back.
Scott, after the game on Thursday, you compared Penn State to the Michigan team last year. How do you think that environment at Happy Valley compares to the Big House?
Oh, I think both places are awesome to play at. Just like I said, I think this is my either 8th or 9th trip to Happy Valley. I think the student section rocks. Football's important at Penn State, and as well as it is in Ann Arbor. You know, it's one of those top 5 special places in the country, and the people do an unbelievable job supporting their team. And just like I said, this team reminds me a lot of the Michigan team last year. I think they're super talented. I think they've got every piece that it takes to win it. And very impressed and not shocked that that Coach Franklin has done such a good job of developing such a great roster.
Just going back quick to the Fordham game, I mean, the kickoff return for the touchdown. After looking at film and seeing Jason Patterson's 2 blocks there, just what were your thoughts on that? Because obviously, I think that generated a lot of buzz and everything, just those 2 huge blocks.
Well, we said all week that we were either going to return a kickoff or we were going to return a punt. And we had a good scheme. I think Jason's effort was outstanding, but there was also some really good efforts. There was a great double team on the sideline. I thought Little Jay did a great job hitting the hole, and congratulations, you know, on him becoming the Special Teams MAC Player of the Week, which is great. But I think that award should be for that whole entire unit. That whole entire unit really blocked really well on that play. And I really love Jason's effort in terms of that off returner that was unbelievable on those 2 blocks and being able to get 2 knockdowns.
Right. Obviously, so many of the players on this team have played in huge environments, you know, like the Michigan game last year, you know, a lot of, you know, Power 5 transfers coming in. Just how much does playing in an environment like that maybe help you out when you go to Penn State?
Well, the good thing is, just like you said, a lot of our team has been there before, and we played in some really great places, Tennessee, the Big House, and then now going to Happy Valley. Just like I said, there's a lot of challenge to it. There's a lot of challenge with communication. We got to be on point. We got to know exactly what to do because it is hard to hear. It's a loud place. The student section will be rocking and rolling. There'll be unbelievable amount of people when you're just warming up. I remember always taking the quarterbacks out to warm up there, and the entire student section is packed whenever, you know, we were the first people to go out to warm up. So it's important there. They do a great job with supporting their team, very similar to us. I thought our students on Thursday were outstanding. That was awesome. I thought our crowd was as good as it's been.
You know, once again, another team in Penn State. They do a great job taking care of the ball. You know, Fordham last week obviously does a good job of that. You know, what's the key to trying to get some turnovers against a team that really can protect the ball? Well,
that's what gave us a chance in the first half last year. you got to be able to create a couple turnovers early, create some momentum swings, hit a couple plays that you're not supposed to hit, and most importantly, the offense and the special teams taking care of the ball. And we've got to find a way to either, punch the ball out, get a strip sack from behind, being able to force an interception, all of which are very difficult versus this team. But to give yourself a chance in that type of environment, the turnover war, like anything else, like any other game, is critical. But really, whenever you're going in and you're such an underdog, you got to be able to create some turnovers and create some momentum swings very early in that football game.
Obviously, Penn State defensive coordinator Tom Allen coached at Indiana. Obviously, Connor played under him for that year. Is there, just kind of thoughts on that? Obviously, kind of a little reunion, but obviously, they know, Connor's ability and everything as well.
Yeah, I've got a ton of respect for Coach Allen. There's some guys that have played for me that have been their coordinators before, Tom's coordinator, and I think he does a great job in every aspect. They're fundamentally sound. Their scheme is great. Their gap integrity is off the charts, and on top of they have really good players. I'm talking really good players. Super impressed with. Obviously, the front seven is ridiculous. Number 11. It'll be another one of those great defensive ends that'll get drafted in the first round. He's a first-round draft pick. And I think their back end, that's where I think they're completely different in comparison to when I used to play against them in the Big Ten. I think their secondary is lights out. I think they all can run. They're long. They're physical. And I bet you Coach Allen's having a ton of fun coaching this group because they are super talented.
Hey, Coach. When preparing for an opponent like Penn State, how much of it is historical, and then how much is the preparation built off of the film, what they put on film in their first game?
Yeah, it's a little bit of a challenge for us on offense because Coach Allen hasn't called it in a while. So, you're digging up old film of when he did call it. You're obviously putting a ton of stock into the film that was from this Saturday against West Virginia. Offensively, we're somewhat familiar with the offensive coordinator because he was at Buffalo and then he was at Kansas. We study Kansas's tape all the time. I think offensively, Penn State does a great job with a bunch of different personnel groupings similar to us. There's plays off of plays, very similar to how we do it. They're trying to set up plays based upon what type of sets, formations, run schemes, and the play actions off of it all marry. I think he does a great job. And very similar to the defensive side of the ball, I think the offensive line is very good. Guy that I worked with coaches the offensive line, and I think he does a great job, along with Frank Leonard helping out over there. And then I think the quarterback is outstanding. The backs are great, so it's a great formula. Anytime that you've got a good offensive line, you can run the ball and play great defense. It's hard to beat.
Scott, just that exposure from Thursday night, the kick return, singing in the locker room, being the first minute and a half on SportsCenter, is cast BG in a pretty cool light. Is that something you guys are sending to all the recruits? What's the residual from that?
Well, I hope they're sending it to all the recruits. So no, that's great. Anytime that an athletic program here is able to give a national exposure to the university, I think that is a positive. I think the university and the athletic department works hand in hand. It was great whenever we had that special with Oral Hershiser about our baseball program. So anytime that you have the opportunity to showcase this university, I think it's great. And it's a great university. Our enrollment is up. We've got things as President Rogers says, we got some momentum going right now, and we got to keep it going. So we've got a lot of work as a football program to do over these next 3 weeks. We need to find ways to improve. And just like I said, we've got our hands full this week. This is a really, really good football team.
Talking about that momentum, I know you guys are working as hard as ever, but just the vibe around the building compared to, I don't know, a few years ago, or maybe it's you're just kind of trying to keep your head above water, to now. Is there just a different vibe with just the air of excitement and possibility in the building? I know you guys are working just as hard.
Yeah, you know what? We haven't changed. Yeah, you're exactly right. We haven't changed in terms of how we've worked. I think, the minute we walked in the door, we've had a blue-collar mentality and a great work ethic, and we've really worked super hard to revamp the roster. We've worked really hard to coach these kids and hold these kids accountable on and off the field. I think we've done that. We've improved the football program. But to compare walking in the building 3 years ago to these last couple, it's night and day. That was just a challenging for our staff, challenging events, challenging situations. Probably the most in all our coaching careers, if you asked our staff that. We had to really rebuild from the complete bottom up. So it's been a great learning experience. It's been great to rebuild the program. But we've got to obviously keep this momentum going, find a way to finish, and be consistent. These last 2 years that we've went to a bowl game, we can beat anyone in the country, and we could lose to anyone in the country, and that was just based upon being consistent and being disciplined in our habits. So we're really working hard to every single day have championship habits, which hopefully leads to a lot more wins.
And one last question, this is a little weird and off base, but how valuable is it to have those 3 nice grass practice fields versus practicing in your stadium every day? I only ask because Toledo practices in their field every day, and that's part of their facility plan is to get a new practice field. How valuable is it to have those nice practice fields?
Yeah, I think they're great. I think, to be able to have the grass practice fields, I think is definitely a huge advantage. Not too many people have grass anymore, so you try to practice on the surface that you're going to play, but every once in a while we'll go out there and save our legs and get off the turf.
Connor had a couple nice scrambles, avoided, getting sacked. Is this, the healthiest you've seen him, obviously since, early last year as far as his legs and everything, and to be, able to move around like that and everything?
I think Connor, just like I said, I thought the beginning of the season, he did not play the way that he played the last half of the season. I think he's even better now. He's worked his tail off on and bought into taking the right footwork, having elite body position, creating natural look-offs with his eyes, being able to close and create momentum because of body position and footwork. And if you watched last Thursday, he was extremely decisive. And I thought the last 7 games of the year, he was as decisive as any quarterback in our conference. I thought fundamentally last year there was still things to change with him. We've changed it with him, and on Thursday night he looked like a big-time quarterback. He was on rhythm the entire game. There was zero indecisiveness. His body position was awesome in every aspect of the word, and he was accurate. And I thought he made great decisions. So he just needs to do that. I mean, he doesn't need to do anything else but take the right footwork with great body position, trust the protection, go 1 to 2 to 3 to 4 to sometimes 5, and be able to put the play on the shelf, save it for another day, or be able to create a scramble and get some positive yardage. But I think he feels really comfortable with our offensive line, and we need to keep him healthy. I think he's a key to our success. And right now with the situation with Cam and developing Lucian, it's critical that we keep him upright. But he's tough and he's smart and he's playing well.
You guys gave Michigan their most competitive game, arguably last year. There's the Minnesota upset. How do you coach guys mentally so that they go into these games, Big Ten teams on the road, and they're able to play some of their best football?
You know what? We don't approach these big games any different than what we would a MAC game. We really don't. I think it's the consistency with our preparation, how we do business, basically Sunday to our last walkthrough on Saturday. I think our kids understand our process. They understand our expectations of what a Tuesday, Wednesday practice needs to look like, what a Friday practice needs to look like, all our walkthroughs, the meetings being locked in. I thought last week our preparation for Fordham was outstanding, and you know how I am. I've come in here and I've said we've had a great Tuesday practice and the most god-awful Wednesday I've ever seen. So I pretty much say it how it is, and I thought our preparation for Fordham was outstanding. And I think that's why we played well. Now, do we have a ton to clean up? Absolutely. Do we need to get better? Absolutely. Do we need to get some guys going at some particular positions to improve, to make a run at beating really good opponents? Absolutely. But we need to focus this week completely on improving and moving the needle of our program, and then going to Happy Valley and give it our best effort, protect the ball, hopefully create a couple turnovers, get a special teams play that we're not supposed to get, and see what happens.